Now, with all the ultra high yielders throughout the market these days, different dividend paying ETFs that offer say 50%, 100%, crazy amount of income generation potential, I totally understand why a lot of investors are turning their back on dividend growth ETFs that offer maybe 1, 2, 3, 4% starting yield, even if they potentially offer a lot more in dividend income over time. But especially right now with the market being pretty volatile, I think it's a great time more than ever to talk about some super high quality foundational names that do offer dividends, that do offer a ton of dividend growth, and offer stability in a long-term portfolio. So in today's video, this is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about maybe, just maybe, the best dividend growth ETF across the entire market. And this is based upon a very long time frame looking at. We're going to be talking about DGRW, going over the numbers that this ETF has put up on the board since inception, and share with you guys exactly why this ETF might potentially be the best foundational dividend growth ETF across everything. So if you're a dividend investor, you definitely want to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. My A to Z dividend investing ebook has already helped countless dividend investors get started with their journey. And my custom dividend tracker, the one I use all the time on my videos, has also helped so many investors stay organized and has actually helped them see their dividend income grow. Well, today I have something even better for you guys. When you click the first link down below in my description and you grab my A to Z dividend investing ebook, today you're not only going to get the ebook, but you're also going to be getting the custom dividend tracker, which you can use to track your own dividend income ongoingly. Get direct access to my personal email where you guys can email me any questions regarding dividend investing. You're also going to receive a link to view all of my holdings inside my 7-figure dividend portfolio and see all the positions I add and take away ongoingly. And you're going to get for absolutely free my brand new high yield dividend investing ebook where I show you the power of maximizing some of these high yielding ETFs and teach you everything there is to know about that also. This is going to be your one shot to grab everything inside of one single bundle, but you got to move quick because I'm not going to offer this for long. Now with all that, let's get back into the video. Now first, to make something very clear, if you look at the total return, and this is since before 2015, DGRW has returned 285+% total return, DGRW 257, VIG 248, SCHD 203, and lastly VYM at 201. Now these are very solid numbers. If you look at since inception, this is on an average annual return. VYM around 9% per year, DGRW almost 13% per year, VIG around 10%, DGRW around 12%, and SCHD around 12%. Now I get it guys, these ETFs are not going to pay you a boatload of income right from day one, and I'm not saying that you need to buy these for your portfolio. I'm only sharing with you guys some names that I personally think could be great foundational positions if you are of course a very long-term investor. Now because DGRW has outperformed all the competition on the max time frame, I do think there's at least a good argument to say that this is the best dividend growth ETF across everything, and I'm going to go over exactly why I personally think so. Now it says the WisdomTree US Quality Dividend Growth Fund seeks to track investment results of dividend paying large cap companies with growth characteristics in US equity markets. This is why DGRW gain access to the current investment landscape of US large cap dividend growing companies by applying quality and growth screens, used as a complement to high yielding dividend strategies or as a replacement for large cap quality strategies. Now, I've been talking about this ETF for several years now. If you guys have been watching my videos, this is not the first time we've talked about it. Literally the only thing I don't like about DGRW, the only thing, is that the expense ratio is kind of pricey at 0.28%. I'm still not exactly sure why this expense ratio is so pricey. This ETF doesn't utilize an option overlay or some crazy strategy, but it is what it is. Now, the main reason I think DGRW might be the best dividend growth ETF across all other dividend growth ETFs is because of the holdings. The holdings are made up of a very nice mix of growth, high growth names like Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, which make up a large portion of the entire ETF. I mean, these three names alone equal almost 9%, 5%, almost 5%, about 18% of the entire portfolio. But then inside of DGRW, you also get exposure to typical dividend growth names like ExxonMobil, Chevron, Procter & Gamble, the Home Depot. But then names like Alphabet, names like Walmart, names like Meta, lots of names sprinkled in here that do have the potential to grow very quickly, or at least have historically. Now, I can already hear a lot of you guys asking me or maybe saying, well, if you think this dividend growth ETF is the best across all of them, then why don't you own a ton of it? Why do I personally still own a ton more of SCHD? And that's just specifically because I've been trying to reach a certain dividend income goal over the past several years, which I'm pretty much about to hit right now, which is $10,000 per month on average. And once I reach that goal very soon, God willing, I'm going to be sprinkling in a lot more growth focus, lower dividend names like VOO or even DGRW and others. But I really do think that because DGRW does have a nice mixture of different dividend and growth names all inside one ETF, it does give you as an investor a nice amount of exposure to some income generation, even if it isn't huge right from day one, but also some dividend growth and some massive growth generation. Now, to look at the actual dividend that DGRW offers, it's 1.37, around 1.4% trailing 12-month dividend yield. So you're not going to get rich from day one by buying this ETF and then getting paid cash flow, unless you, of course, have millions upon millions to spend. But the dividend growth rate over the last 10 years is 7.26%. So this ETF, although only paying like a 1.4% yield right now, it is going to pay you more and more over time, at least if history were to repeat itself. Now, the other cool thing about DGRW, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will like this, the dividends are paid monthly. I know still it's not all that much cash flow, but getting paid monthly or weekly these days is definitely something a lot of us investors are looking for. But here's where DGRW has really shined over the past several years. This ETF, just as far as price performance goes, is up around 254%. So because of those growth names inside the ETF, you are getting exposure to a lot of growth generation, but also you're still getting paid income from day one. You're still getting dividend growth from day one. It's a nice mix, a nice hybrid portfolio for those investors out there that want to get paid income, but don't necessarily need to rush to get paid a ton of income day one. Now, the cool thing is in the dividend growth landscape, there's different ETFs. Here are 5 of my favorites. As of right now, SCHD, DGRO, VIG, DGRW, and VYM, 5 different ETFs that offer very similar things, a lot of overlap, but each ETF still really has their own flavor, something that they're really focused on. Like SCHD, for example, is much more focused on offering investors a lot more yield from day one and tons of dividend growth, where DGRW is offering a lot more growth generation and smaller amounts of cash flow from day one. Now, you could be like me and mostly focus on just one of the ETFs and then later on sprinkle in some other names. You could, of course, buy all of them, even though there's some overlap, or you could pick whichever one you want. But either way, I thought it was only fair to showcase DGRW's long-term performance because this is very impressive. Around 285% total return on this time frame. This is definitely worth talking about. So now that we talked about DGRW, maybe the best dividend growth ETF across the entire market, I lastly want to hear from you guys down below. When it comes to SCHD, DGRO, VIG, DGRW, and VYM, which is your personal favorite dividend growth ETF as of right now, let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like on it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.